Inaru Waku Im Teplanir. Our chins or my say. In the Celestran or the black man language, we just said, peace with my love to you, brothers and sisters. Okay, now, I hope this is a little bit big enough for you guys. Hold on, let me make this a little bit bigger. Oh, it came in real big, didn't it? Let's see. All right, let's keep it right there. Let's see. All right, again. Inaru Waku Im Tep Lemir. Our chins or my say. And that is, again, peace with my love to you, brothers and sisters. Alright, now what we have here is a new language for a new black man in America. A new language for a new black man in America. The Celestran Ithaca, the proper name for your language to which God has given us for our own. Which means that we don't have to speak anybody else's language, become subservient up under them. It's alright to speak anybody else's language, but when God give your own, you choose your own. See, before you choose anyone else. That's what anybody and everybody does. Now what we're going to do is going to get more into the Celestran language. Right now, what we're calling Celestran crossover verbs, or the black man crossover verbs. You see, I keep relating saying black man and Celestran so that you will know that we're not talking about no other people's language. We're not even talking about our kinsmen African language. We're talking about something totally new, something totally you. A language that God has given you. A language that is duplicated from the stars, as far as its writing goes, its geometrical shapes. You see, you're the only people on the planet that can go outside at night and see your language in the stars. Literally. Alright, well, let's begin. We're going to have the Celestran words, its phonic sounds, and the English translation to them. That's what we're going to have. I hope you can see that pretty good. But if not, then we'll have to redo this whole thing. But anyways, let's get started and let's see what this is about here. The first crossover verbs, and you should already know that crossover verbs consist of words that takes you to another verb or takes you to a noun or pronoun. You see, and you got all types of different verbal styles. All right, so let's begin. This is called Sue. Phonic sound for that is Sue. The English for that is. Al. Al is a crossover verb in the Celestial language. Then you have the phonics. Again, we're going to make this very clear. Alright. Let's go with this right here, right now. Phonic sound. Sue. Sue. Sue is the Celestran verb. Crossover verb. Sue in Celestran mean is. Sue in Celestran mean is. Al in Celestran means the. T in Celestran means it. Il in Celestran means there. Sue means is. Al means the. T means it. Il means there. L means that. L means that. Then we have L. L is a crossover verb in the Celestran language. And its phonic sound also is L in the. Then we got in the Celestran language, crossover verb is wa. Wa. Wa is the Celestran. Liege. Liege is a crossover verb in the Celestran of the Black Man language. And, of course, the phonic sound is liege. Jort. Jort is the crossover verb for the Celestran. And, of course, phonic double trouble. Double. Then we come over to the Celestran word boo. 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 B-O. I want to stretch a word or give them saying long vowel. Okay, so now let's keep on going. Then we have woo. Woo is a crossover verb in the Celestran or Black Man language, which means double, double, double your fun, double your pleasure. Double. Woo means double. And of course, you know the phonic sound is woo. In English, you understand me, it is double. Then we go back and we got bow. Bow is a Celestran word. Can you see it? Bow. Bow is a Celestran word. You understand me? And the phonic sound is bow. In the English translation of bow. Then we got in the Celestran language, crossover verb, is wa. Wa. Wa is the Celestran T. Liege. Jort in the Celestran language is a crossover verb. In the translation in English is hour. O-U-R. Hour. Jort. 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 Alright, well, now we're going to come down here to pada. Pada. Pada is a phonic sign. Pada is a phonic sign. Pada is a phonic sign. And it's shaped like an O. And it's used over conjunction words. Two words together. Conjunction. It's used over conjunction. Two words. And we have doma. Doma is shaped like a U with two bars, round bars at the top. Is used over lowercase vowel. Kisara, kisara. Kisara is like a slanted long sign. Kisara is kisara can be used for long vowels or stretching. I want to stretch a word or give them saying long vowel. Okay, so now let's keep on going. Then we have woo. Woo is a crossover verb in the Celestran or Black Man language, which means double, double, double your fun, double your pleasure. Double. Woo means double. And of course, you know the phonic sound is woo. In English, you understand me, it is double. Then we go back and we got bow. Bow is a Celestran word. Can you see it? Bow. Bow is a Celestran word. You understand me? And the phonic sound is bow. In the English translation of bow. Now we have bow. In English, it means go. Sounds right for y'all. Hold on just a moment. Let me make this right for y'all. That's wrong. Alright. All I have to do is just scrub that off a little bit. But this is two in English, and this is two in Celestran, and this is going to be 2 also in the Celestran language. Then we get to the Celestran language of food. The Celestran language of food. Translation in English, crossover is pun. Pun is the Celestran crossover verb, or the black man language crossover verb. Crossover verb in the Celestran language. Odire is the Celestran crossover verb. Odire is the fun. Then we go to isachi. 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 Phonic sound, isachi. Translation into English, crossover verb is each. Isachi, each. Then we go to yun. 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 Of course, the phonic sound is yun. In the English translation, crossover verb is you. Yun, you. Then we go over to drit. Drit. Drit is the crossover verb in the Celestran language. The phonic sound is drit. In the translation into English is do. Do. D-O. That's supposed to be an O. Do. D-O. And don't worry, we're going to go right back over this, you know what I'm saying, to make sure everything's clear. Now we go to the phonic sound of is the Celestran crossover verb, which means, translation in English, other. O-T-H-E-R. Isachi. 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 Isachi is a Celestran crossover verb, which in translation of English, it means each. E-A-C-H. Isachi. Celestran crossover verb, which means, translation in English, other. O-T-H-E-R. Isachi. 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 Isachi is a Celestran crossover verb, which in translation of English, it means each. E-A-C-H. Isachi. And here we get to the Celestran crossover verb of over to or, like have a choice. Or is in the Celestran language, it's a crossover verb, which in English means have. H-A-V-E, have. Then we get to the Celestran word pidima. Pidima. Padima. In the Celestran word, it is a crossover verb. In the translation, yun, drit, yun, drit, yun, drit, you, do, or. You, do, or. Into, io. Alright, so we have su-al-ti. Su-al-ti is the it. Il, over to the Celestran crossover verb, to eatis, eatis, eatis. Funny. In the Celestran language, it's a crossover verb, which in English means have. H-A-V-E, have. Then we get to the Celestran word, pidima. Pidima. Padima. In the Celestran word, it is a crossover verb. In the translation, the Celestran crossover verb to mila. 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 which is a crossover verb, which in English means have, H-A-V-E, have. Then we get to the Celestran word, pidima, padima. In the Celestran word, it is a crossover verb in the translation. And then we get to the Celestran word, crossover verb, of elim. Elim is a Celestran crossover verb, and translated to English means them. Elim iri, pedima, elim iri. How them are. Letsna wudim wudir. Letsna wudim wudir. We ibit. U'illai we ibit. U'illai we ibit. Go back over this again, but this time we're gonna make it much smoother and the sound because well, it's what we want to do. All right, now let's do this again. Black man, Celestran crossover verbs. Black man / Celestran crossover verbs. I see, keep saying black man because God gave the black man here in the United States a new language. This is your basics. This is the jump start out of your basic. You've got more of these. You see. Now this is put into a manuscript, but it has not been published yet. You know, they publish the charge in the arm and the leg nowadays just to not even just to publish your stuff. You can publish stuff for free. But now when you're talking about, you know what I'm saying? When you're talking about editing, they're charging $700, $800, $1,000 to edit. You be like, man, come on. Yeah, they charge that much. And so we're gonna be getting the other boys done too. We're gonna be getting the other book done too. Now the second book that's coming out is gonna be a numeral book. Your numeral system. I mean, you got your own numeral system. You see, all this is real, man. God is real. I'm not talking about nobody else's religion God. All them religion God ain't serve black people in this country or any other country at all. Everything you think that God bless you with, their God bless you with, didn't come from their God. It came from them. Their God blessed them, then they gave you or allowed you to get things. That's what they did. See, they allowed you to get something from them, not from their God. You just think you got something from their God. Oh, I'm blessed. No, their God ain't blessing you. Their God is for them. Their God is one that lifts them above you. See, that's what their God did. You're subject to them. So when you start talking about their God and blessing, you're actually talking about them. Because they the one give you. These cameras, all these type of technology and all this, even my sidearm. See? It's not a blessing from our God. It's the blessing that their God gave to them. And they allow us to have. So we ain't blessed by their God. If we were blessed by their God, then their God would raise us up as well. Everybody has their God. See? And you can't deny it because if there was just one God, all of us would be risen up. If there was just one God. There are many gods for different beings. All that one God stuff is, I don't want to hear all that there, because if that was true, a fact, then all of us be risen up. Even in Africa, the biggest continent. Those other than the African, that's in Africa, the original people in Africa, the people that came there, Their God rise them up wherever they go, but don't rise you up. You can argue with that, but look around, still being in the ghetto, arguing. All right, let's go back with this. All right. That's the Celestran crossover verbs. Of course, there are a lot more, and I'm going to erase this and put more on there. I'm giving you cheap because the books for this is going to be written. Of course, it's going to be a bigger book because you got a lot of verbs. In fact, we use maybe about 3 or 4. We use more. I say around about 3 or 4 nouns and pronouns in our everyday speech. But we use our whole conversation is composed of verbs. We use more verbs in our language when we communicate with people than we do with, like I said, nouns and pronouns. You know, so in the English, most of it probably with every language I could say. I confirm this with every language. Everybody's going to use more verbs. And you got all different forms of verbs. You know what I mean? And you're going to have maybe 3 or 4 in a communication, you know, nouns and pronouns. And you're going to have a lot of crossover verbs. Is, you, am, I, and, be, thee, that, you know what I mean? All that to cross over to another verb or another pronoun or noun. But yeah, y'all go out and get your book. Get your book. A New Language for a New Black Man in America. Let's see. Get your book. Now, I paid $400, $500, nearly $500 to get this book edited. And they didn't do a good job on editing it. But I can't complain because this language takes them, or takes the black people out of the European thought concept. And remember, I said this before, they spend hundreds of millions of dollars and hired hundreds of millions of people to take your language from you. You see? Yeah. They spend a whole lot of money, a whole lot of people. They did a whole lot of things to take your language from you. And they will not, and they don't want, you know what I'm saying, to give that up, what God made them. So they didn't do a good job. So when you look inside the book, you may see in English that certain things are not as proper as it's supposed to be, but we're not here to teach you English. You already know English. We're here to teach you the Celestran language. So it is the Celestran language in this book that you're supposed to be deep into, not the English. You already know English. I'm going to teach you English. Some of you can speak better English than I do and understand English better than I do. So we're not here to teach you English, and we're not your teacher. You see? But we do recognize that God is the deliverer of this language. Not only compose it according to, you know what I'm saying, what God gave me and the knowledge that I have, you know what I'm saying, to do this. So here it is. A new language for new black men in America. And here's your cheat code, as I call it, but it's really, you know what I'm saying, more upscale part of your language so that you can start getting ready to speak your language clearly. Matter of fact, when you speaking to somebody, you want to use your language. Substitute the word be in English for it. What? Who din? Who ilai? Where? Substitute. Al, the. Substitute. This right here help form your tongue and your mind and help you see, you know what I'm saying, with the English language you have, when you're using the Celestran language, help you see it. See? Next thing you know, don't be afraid to do it in front of people. See? Boast about what God give you. God give you this. Boast about it. Don't let nobody make you feel anything, because, as I said, you're the only people on this planet, only people, for surety, only people on this planet can go outside at nighttime and see your language in the stars, up at the sky. Look up and you'll see it. The shape, the form, the fashion, the carats of it, the geometrical shapes. You're the only one. I heard somebody tell me, well, the Quran said that Arabic is the best language, the most... No. You can't go outside and see no Arabic language alphabet written in the stars. You're not. God language comes directly from you. Directly from Him to you. From the heavens to you. That's why we said Celestran. Celestran means heavenly people. Get it? The heavenly people. If you're a heavenly people, then you got to have a language from the heavens to make that authentic, to make that a real thing. Don't come tell me about God said in the Quran that the Arab language is the best language. It's the most beautiful language. No. That ain't true. I can't go outside tonight and look up and see no Arabic alphabet, no Arabic signs, symbols, none of that. No geometrical shapes. I only can see the Celestran, the black man language, in the heavens. Get the book. Get the book. And look inside of it. And see. Get the book and look inside. And see. These shapes. All these shapes here. See? All these shapes. It's in the stars. In the sky at nighttime. Look. Your language. That's on you. You can believe anything you want to believe. A belief and reality are two different things. A belief is to assume something. I believe so. Reality is what you can see, touch, feel, and taste. You can use your senses to correspond with it. Yeah, that's what that is. Well, we're going to put some more up here. It's up to you guys. You know what I mean? It's an old saying that I can, you know what I'm saying, bear witness to. It says that if God open up His window and pour out all His blessing towards you, which one of His blessing would you deny? And if God send you a language, so I'm a 60-year-old man, and I know for real, when we was coming up, we always wished and wanted a language of our own. Not only that we talked about language of our own, we want to try to educate our own selves with our own education material. We just didn't have nobody that was doing it. They want to educate us with the white man stuff. Because that's the only thing they had. God hadn't blessed them with that. But that's what we wanted. All the way up from the 60s, all the way, from I know, all the way from the 60s to the 90s. From that, y'all done fell completely off. Y'all just look like y'all just got black skin. But ain't the real black man or the real black woman. He said, a new language for a new black man. See? Not nobody just dressed in a black man's skin. Yeah, I'm giving y'all coming at y'all like that. Prove me wrong. Yeah. But anyway, Inado wako imtabdemir. Our chins were my saves. Peace with my love to you, brothers and sisters. And we out of here. Till tomorrow. Peace. You understand what I'm saying? Lie eats mineral. Because I can do that with all of them, in which I am. When I finish this now, this is a crossover verb in English. The word this is a crossover verb in English. In Celestran, su in Celestran mean is. Su in Celestran mean is. Al in Celestran means the. T in Celestran means it. Il in Celestran means there. Su means is. Al means the. T means it. Il means there. L means that. L means that. Them. Them. T-H-E-M is a crossover verb in English. And in the Celestran crossover verb is alim. 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 Alim is a crossover verb in the Celestran. Alright, then we get to R. A-R-E. R is a crossover verb in English. Now we get to the crossover verb in the Celestran. Airy. 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 Airy is a crossover verb in the Celestran. Airy. Now we get to use. U-S-E is a crossover verb in English. Now, let's get to the crossover verb in the Celestran. Let na. Let na. Let na is a crossover verb in the Celestran. Now let's get to what. W-H-A-T. What is a crossover verb in the Celestran? In the English. What is a crossover verb in English? Edis. Edis translate into English this. Edis. This. Mila in Celestran translate into English have. Mila. Mila. Then we go to then we have Aileen. Aileen translate into English them. Aileen. Them. Aileen. In Celestran, Erie. Erie translate into R-A-R-E in English. Erie. These people takes a long time and charge a lot of money just to edit. Now this book here, I paid over $400 to get this book edited. And they didn't edit it well. If you look at the back, you can see that certain things is not even spelled correctly, which that's supposed to be their job, to edit. I'm paying for it. So, and they didn't put their name on it, but I can show you that I paid. I can show you right here on my computer that I paid. I keep receipts. But I wouldn't expect them to edit my stuff properly or to do things properly, because the book is taking you away from that mental state of English. It's taking you away from your captive's language. And they don't like that, really. Ain't nothing they could do to stop it, because it was prophesied. But you got to understand that they spent millions upon millions upon millions of dollars hiring millions upon millions of people to take your language and keep you from speaking your language. And all of a sudden, God bless you with something totally new, something totally you, your own nature. Now, they know the prophecy, so that's why they was mad while they was doing it. They didn't do it right. And before we go, I'm going to show y'all that I paid for this. Okay? And I paid to have it edited right. So if it's not edited right, you see that the book will just use your education, you know what I'm saying, that they gave you, and you'll come to a good understanding of it. And at the same time, we ain't here to talk about the English portion in the book. We don't care less about that. We'll just use the English to help translate your mind over to the Celestran, not to be, you know what I'm saying, the professor of English. I don't care about that. I heard some people in the comments, well, you need to learn the English. I don't care about the English language, man. I'm not writing this book for English speaking people. I just use the English language to translate the Celestran so that you may understand, because you speak English. They took your language from you. So what? So anyway, God don't care nothing about that. That's why God, you know what I'm saying, had it done like that. You see? And other people say, well, are you God? Since because they're reading it. Well, depending on what you mean, God. If you mean I'm your God, that I made you and created you, that's a stupid question. You know I didn't. But if a wrestler can call himself a God, and everybody say Nick Foley is God, and he's a wrestler, you know what I'm saying? Come on now. Pick and choose what you want, but we ain't your God anyways. You know what I'm saying? We are gods on this earth. Y'all call us man after y'all and mankind. Because y'all kind of a man. Y'all ain't the man. Y'all kind of a man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all mankind. We was gods and goddesses. That's how we expressed ourselves. The English mind expressed themselves as man and woman. That's them. That's mankind. They're not gods and goddesses. So you can miss me with all that lame stuff come from your English mind. Everybody, all of us don't have the English mind. Different races on this planet. But because y'all brought us into slavery, don't mean that God wasn't going to come and lift us up out of this. Now people that still they ain't got this book, they ain't translating their minds over, well, hey, they love it, leave it. You love it, just leave them with it. You see? But if you don't, and you want your own, then get your own. Get the book. See? I don't want to leave this body speaking and having this man's mind. You say he was terrible, didn't you? You say he was this and you say he was that. You call him the devil and all that stuff, didn't you? Yeah, out your own mind you call him that. He ain't good, he ain't right, he don't give you justice and blah, blah, blah. But you're willing to leave this life with his mind. I don't understand that, but you know, that's neither here or there. My job is to teach you the Celestran language, created by God will and by God knowledge, that he, you know, send me. If you got your book, we'll go to the book and we'll write everything out in the book. That's Celestran, which is 90% is going to be nouns and pronouns. See. Now we got a lot of nouns and pronouns. Oh yeah, stay tuned. We got our not alphabet. Pardon me, you got the alphabet. But we're going to be publishing soon. Yeah, that's right. We're going to be publishing soon our number system. Every people with every. I'm investing my money, my own money, into all these things. I'm investing my money into this is. Hold on, let me go back a little bit here. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Y'all got to be patient until y'all don't have a. Go right. One more time, y'all. That's all the way in it. Oh, pretty good. But anyway, y'all, let me put this down. That's going to end it for us, y'all. And it wasn't going to be long because I have to erase this because I got more. After I finish, I think I got about 2 or 3 more to put on the board, on the chalkboard. And then we're going to start teaching you the nouns and pronouns within the book. Because I know y'all see them words in the book, and y'all wondering, know what I'm saying, what it is, translation and all. We'll translate it, and you know what I'm saying, we'll put it on the board, translate it, so that, you know, you'll start speaking the Celestran, because you really, actually, if you look at it, in every language use verbs more than they will use nouns or pronouns. You may only use pronouns in every word maybe twice, 3 times the most. But mostly you're using verbs, all different forms of verbs. You're using verbs. Verbs count for, you know what I'm saying, me 90%, 90 to 95% of your language, no matter what language you're speaking. And I'm not an expert in any of the language. I'm not even an expert in English, nor claim to be. But I have common sense to know that when I talk and everybody else talk, we're using a lot of verbs, different forms of verbs, but we're using a lot of verbs. And we, you know what I'm saying, we either specify something, specify means be specific, you're using nouns or pronouns, person, place, or thing, you know, personalize on those things. So anyways, y'all, what we're going to do is, like I said, put a couple more of those verbs, crossover verbs, on the board. But like I said, you use more verbs than you use. Just not to print the book, they want several $100, man, just to edit it. I got a whole bunch of books I got to get out of here. That's money coming out of my pocket. Let me see why y'all talking about y'all don't want to spend money on what we creating for y'all. I'm spending money. Y'all only spending what? The highest you're going to spend is $13. $13, $9, $8, $5. The highest you're going to spend. And I got to spend $700. I spend $400 and some dollars on this. So I really don't want to be hearing all that. Don't let just hate talk. Or you just still want to be a slave, a servant, whatever you want to call yourself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of our people live and die with this man mindset. You got to go to God with that. Y'all don't want to call him a bad man. He's a bad man. What you got? All right, y'all. So that's enough expression. So we finna get ready to. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show y'all my receipt, and then we're gonna be through with this. So y'all just hang on so I can show you my receipt. Okay. So I'm gonna turn y'all right back on. So just hold on. You don't want to cut off, do it. Just not to print the book, they want several $100, man, just to edit it. I got a whole bunch of books I got to get out of here. That's money coming out of my pocket. Let me see why y'all talking about y'all don't want to spend money on what we creating for y'all. I'm spending money. Y'all only spending what? The highest you're going to spend is $13. $13, $9, $8, $5. The highest you're going to spend. And I got to spend $700. I spend $400 and some dollars on this. So I really don't want to be hearing all that. Don't let just hate talk. Or you just still want to be a slave, a servant, or whatever you want to call yourself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of our people live and die with this man mindset. You got to go to God with that. Y'all don't want to call him a bad man. He's a bad man. What you got? All right, y'all. So that's enough expression. So we finna get ready to. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show y'all my receipt, and then we're gonna be through with this. So y'all just hang on so I can show you my receipt. Okay. So I'm going to turn y'all right back on. So just hold on. You don't want to cut off, do it. I'm investing my money, my own money, into all these things. I'm investing my money into. This is the book, y'all. I had done all that. You see, so like I said though, y'all, that's how it is. And I paid them extra $59.50. So they came out to be $400 and some dollars, y'all, that it cost me. $400 and some dollars. Why it's not clear, I don't know, y'all. Okay, and that's for getting this book here published. That's for getting this book published. I spent over $400 some dollars just to get this edited. Edited, you understand? So at any rate, that's what that is. So like I said though, it's not cheap. I'm trying to get another book published. I have 9 books I got to get published, and it's not cheap. And I'm not asking nobody for anything, you know what I mean? But I have people commenting in the comment sections on my videos, talking about why I shouldn't get paid for teaching this or bringing this forth. I'm paying money, putting money on it. I'm sitting here every day, all day, 8 hours a day, writing this up. Don't you know I have to write this stuff up, then correct my writings, and then, you know what I'm saying, man, I have to put it on the internet, you know what I mean? I have to make a manuscript. Then after the manuscript, I have to submit this, and after I submit it, they got to look at it and see if can they do it. Then if they can do it, I got to pay them. And if, you know what I'm saying, man, it ain't going to be cheap. And it was about $400, almost $400, $500 in September 2000. Hell, this $700, almost $1,000 to get something done now for a book this small. Yeah. So yeah, it ain't cheap. You know, you tell me why I shouldn't get paid for my hard work. See, for what I'm doing. See, you can't be free unless you free the mind. If their mind free, they can give you a whole country of your own. And you still gonna think like these people here, which make them still your rulers, because they have the word. You don't have the word. You have their words. God is giving you your own words. And words are powerful. We all know that. So what word do you have? And whose word do you have in your head? All right, I'm going to say peace and love, everybody. And like, share, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying, me? And, you know, tell friends about it. You know what I mean? Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like this. See? That's how I get paid, you know what I'm saying? If y'all like it, if y'all be a subscriber, so go ahead. But right now I'm going to say peace and love and salutation. Inaruwaku imtep lemir, Archan wa Marseille. Peace with my love, brothers and sisters. All right. Bye-bye.